How's it going, guys? In today's video series, we're going to be looking at some different griddles that I own and that I feel that are it's the best in its category. There's obviously more griddles out here than what you see here, and I actually own some other ones, but I'm not going to include them in this video because I don't think they're up to par with the ones that you see here. I'm not going to have an intro to every one of these series of videos because I don't know where I'm gonna end and start clips. So bear with me. The videos are just going to be clipped together, and I'll just put part one in the title, part two. So I'll leave all the series down below, and I'm going to have links to every one of these videos and the products and everything that I show in here. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be looking at the Camp Chef flat top grill, the Blue Rhino Razor, and the Pro 90X by Camp Chef. These griddles I feel are the best ones on the market today, with the ones I have experience with. They all serve a different type of person. The flat top grill here serves more of a homeowner slash occasional individual who wants to transport it and move it around, just because it doesn't fold. It does, the shelves do fold down, and you can transport it in pieces, but it's really meant for a home unit. This is one of my favorite ones, obviously. I use this all the time. So the next one we're going to be looking at is the Blue Rhino Razor. The Blue Rhino is geared towards those outdoor enthusiasts, those individuals who like to cook for a large group of people at different locations. The tailgaters, I guess, and RVers if you have an RV that's big enough to hold this. This is not a small grill. It's actually fairly large. So the Pro 90X here is made by Camp Chef, like I mentioned. This one's more geared towards your camping, outdoor enthusiast. The way they designed this, you can use it for the home. I don't know if I typically would, unless you fall into that category of the hunters and the outdoorsmen. Then this is a perfect option for you. But they all fall in different price points. The flat top grill, you can usually, as of today, this video, you can typically get them for about 300 bucks, 350, depending on the time of year and sales. Just do your research on these prices. These are current. I don't like giving prices too much because of don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but I'll go ahead and do it now. The Blue Rhino, the Blue Rhino varies tremendously. You can get it as low as $330 and as high as $420 or something. There is no MSRP, so depending on, I don't know, different factors. I don't know why the price fluctuates so much, but this is one of the more expensive ones on the market. The Pro 90X is actually made up of three pieces here. You got the stove, which is, you can usually find it around $250 or so. And then you have to buy these separate because this is a modular unit that has several attachments. So the combination, the way it sits here, is about $375, $400. But this is also the most versatile, and I think it commands a price. The Blue Rhino, I believe it's overpriced, to be honest with you. We'll address some of those concerns. Far as size, like I said, this is the biggest, not by much. This is the second. And it may look like, actually this is the second biggest, my apologies, it's the Pro 90X by like 4 square inches. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's just a lot longer than this one here. You got, let's see, the size, the cooking area is 604 square inches, 730 and 608. So you can see how this is slightly larger. So let me look over my notes and we'll go on to the next topic. Okay, right out of the box, right when you get it, you're going to have to assemble this. The assembly is pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It takes minimal tools. Same with that one. And this one comes pre-assembled. There's really nothing you do. You take it out of the box and you pull out the legs, or they fold inside, so they're good to go. This one is ready to cook. The two Camp Chefs are ready to cook right out of the box, so there's no seasoning required. This is actually a brand new griddle here. I actually picked this up for this video because I wanted to show you and make a point. This is seasoned. Same with this here. This is a little dry. I gotta put some oil, obviously, but these two griddles, I went with the split. They sell one large one. I went with the split because if I want to put a barbecue box and a griddle, if I'm making burgers and dogs, I have that versatility. But this is ready to go out of the box. This one is not. You're gonna have to spend some time seasoning it. Seasoning it takes a while. I got about 5 or 4 cooks in this already here, and it's for large groups, and you can see it's still not seasoned. It doesn't stick as much if you're careful with the heat, but this does require seasoning. That might be a disadvantage for some people. If they don't want to go through that hassle, then that one would be eliminated out of your intention, out of the one you decide. As far as the drainage and the oil drain channels are all designed a little bit differently. This one has a really nice deep groove. I really like this style because I got my spatula here and this fits perfect within this groove. I know it's hard to see and I'm sorry for the lighting, but the weather's not too good to go out in the sun, or outside because it's been raining off and on. But I mean, I can slide this perfectly and get all the oil without having to do multiple passes. And it has this nice little nipple here. You can see that directs the oil down in here. I've never had it leak. I've heard of one person who said they did have a problem, but he actually figured it out. He didn't have this lined up right. So it's a great design. This one here, similar design, same grease cup. These are add-ons. I would highly recommend it. If not, they give you a little hook and a little thing for a can. But obviously I got to move it. But it's the same channel, but this time you don't have a little nipple here. It would have been nice to have a nipple. There's no need for it because I don't have a problem with oil. It's just a hole and it goes straight down. It does okay. Nothing wrong with this design. This one's a little bit different, obviously. They decided they wanted to create something a little bit different. I like it and dislike it all in one. It's a lot bigger. I don't know how big it is. It's tough to say. I like it because the fact that it's large, I can put large items in here. I'm not having to direct it in one area. I don't like it because of where it's located. I don't like the fact that it's right here. I would have liked it maybe in the corner or something. But this takes up valuable cooking space when you put it right on the griddle here. And what I mean by that is when you're over here scraping, well, look at how much space that you're going to have to leave. You know, so in reality it kind of shortens. Even though this is the biggest of the bunch, you don't have as much space because you're gonna have to either get a smaller one of these or move food around so you can scrape it all into this area. It hasn't been too much of an issue, but it does affect on how much food I have on here, because the last thing you want to do is moving a whole bunch of food around, scrape, moving food, scrape, moving food, you know. That's why I do like these channels, but this has its advantages because of the bigger food. If I'm making eggs, I crack the egg and just throw it right in there. Oil issues, like I said, never had any oil issues there. Haven't had any there. It's still too soon to say. I haven't heard of anything and during my research, but haven't had any issues. I have issues with oil here not going into this groove. It's tough to see, but let me see if I can scrape a little bit out. There's a lip underneath here. And you can, it's hard to see, but there is a ton of oil that leaks. It doesn't all get directed. It's because this nipple here isn't quite long enough. It's pretty much flush on this. I don't know why they didn't extend this. They need to extend this lower because this oil is catching onto this lip here, going underneath here and making a mess. And you can see the stains all along here. Look. It's hard to tell. It collects up in here, down in here, and then it just trickles all through back here, down the leg. It hasn't been too much of an issue to where I wouldn't recommend it. It's still a great grill, but you just have to be aware that this needs to be cleaned or it's gonna go bad. And then it leaks down in here, but it hasn't hit the ground yet because it typically builds up in here and down below. So if this is a concern to you, then I would eliminate this from your selection. But it's, as long as it doesn't hit the ground, I'm fine with the little oil leak along here. I know a lot of people, you can see, you know, I need to do a better job of cleaning it underneath, but I just found this out during this review while I was inspecting it. So it does leak oil. It's not as bad as the Blackstone, but it does leak. The cooking areas, we kind of went over how this one was the biggest. second biggest over there, the 90 and stuff. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and put the griddle tops, stack them onto each other so you can see the size difference. This is bigger. I don't think it's too much bigger, but I'll get back with you and we'll take a look. All right, I went ahead and stacked them up. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off, but I wanted to show you the Pro 90X with the two griddles. It actually is the same length as the Blue Rhino. The only difference is you got more cooking space on the width here. So let me go ahead and take this off so you can get a better look at the flat top griddle top and see the size. All right, you can see how, yeah, it's kind of a big difference, but in reality, if you're cooking burgers, it's not too much of a difference because you can only get one burger here, you know. So you got maybe 5 extra burgers here, and that typically doesn't make a difference if you're not cooking for a huge crowd. But if you're cooking for a ton of people, then those 5s, you know, turn into 10, 20, you know what I'm saying? So this, to me, it's not that big of a difference. This is the flat top grill is the perfect size. I haven't had a need to where I'm like, man, I wish I got bigger. And then you can see just that one grill on the Pro 90 how it is. But even though it's shorter, it's still longer. And the length are both about the same size. So just wanted to show you that there. Let's see. Now that I got the tops off, let's quickly let's take a look at this. Once you take this off, you got circular burners. These are 30,000 BTUs each. A lot of people don't like these burners. I do. The issue that people have with the griddles is uneven cooking. Well, the key to that is you warm these griddles up slowly. Put it on a lower flame or a medium, but don't crank it up all the way, because anytime you concentrate heat, a large amount of heat at one time, you're going to get a hot spot, and that's what a lot of people do. They tend to forget. Well, you got some flame tamers or deflector plate underneath to help that. So as long as you heat it up slowly, you're not going to have an uneven issue. And I'll probably make a video on that later. Underneath the flat top grill, you're looking at a grill. They give you, which I like about this, I'll be honest, I've never used this. I don't have the need to. I don't want to. The griddle does everything I need to do. So, and you can see the type of burners that you have here. You got 4 of these burners. If you're having some lighting issues, it's 2 problems. I've read a review that somebody had it. It's either this isn't close enough to the tube, which you got to bend it a little bit closer, or the safety regulator on the valve tripped the safety feature on there, which is the low flow setting. So you're gonna have to take care of that before you get a full flame. All propane grills are notorious for that. Let me go ahead and put these tops back onto these griddles, and I'll get back with you. All right, I went ahead and put the tops back on these 2. I failed to mention the BTUs on the flat top grill. This has 4 12,000 BTU burners. This has the least amount of BTUs out of the 3. I wouldn't concern yourself too much about the BTUs because you're not going to need anything more than that to heat something up. If you do, then you should probably think about getting a Kamado or something ceramic with the high heat, or going a different route. The 14,000 or the 12,000 BTUs are perfect for me. I don't need any more heat than that. This one has the second largest BTUs, coming in at 3 burners at 14,000 and then 1 at 20,000. You got a little bit of different design here. This is a U-shaped burner and then 3 of the tubes. I'm not quite sure why they're saying this is more BTUs. I don't know if it has, they look the same, the stamping's the same, so I don't know if this plate is what makes it get hotter, but it does get hotter. A little too hot if you ask me. I don't have a need for it, so it kind of throws my cook off because I'm still learning how to use it because of the difference in heat. This side does get hot, so I have to make some adjustments, but you get nothing underneath. Once you take the top off, it's useless. You can't even fold the shelves. Like, you have to have the top on because it caves in. As you can see, like, the top has to be on at all times in order for this to function right. And now that the top is off, let me see if I can show you that grease issue. I don't know if it'll show up. Sorry guys, show up on camera. You see all that grease? That's what I'm talking about. It's accumulating because of that nipple's not long enough. It's look at that. That's why it's having a drainage issue. I still recommend the griddle. Just be warned that you're gonna have to clean additional. It's still a great product. It's the only one of its size that is portable. That's the reason. Unless somebody else comes out with something else, I'll update you with that. So, all right, guys, that's it for this video. Go ahead and look down in the links below for part 2 of this series, and I'll also put it somewhere here on the title. But thanks for watching.